It's not about aging. It's about rejuvenating and getting and staying strong. Welcome back to the Timeless Body Project. I'm Eric. Today, don't mind the blue blockers, right? Spend a lot of time staring at screens. You need to protect your eyes, your circadian rhythm, all the crazy artificial light we get. There's so many new theories about the science of light. Talk about that more in other episodes. But today, I'm going to start with a statement that many people strangely dispute and argue. It's almost as if they don't want to accept that, as simple as it is, it's true. And the reason for that, I think, is because then these people in general, all of us, would need to take 100% accountability for our actions. And well, apparently that's a rough thing to do. So here is the statement. You have 100% control over what you put in your mouth. That's it. Simple, right? Do you dispute it? Do you have a reason, an excuse, a limitation as to why that's not true? If so, let me know in the comment section below this video. Love to discuss it with you. So it's a powerful statement. It gives you a lot of power when it comes to controlling how you nourish or poison yourself. I'll say this every time because it's so incredibly important for the ageless body. The number one things you need to eliminate are refined, processed, raw sugars, any kind of corn syrup, hydrogenated fats, or seed oils. And if there were a number two, it would be alcohol. Even if you just go off it for 8, 10, 12 weeks. And then lastly, those dry or high glycemic index carbs. We'll talk about that more when we get into my bulletproof keto plan. When I say bulletproof, because I lost 14 kilograms of fat in 16 weeks. But today, we are going to delve into the psychological aspects of fitness and rejuvenation. It's not so much motivation and discipline, but the mind and body connection. And it's more than the kinesthetic imagery, which can help improve targeting the muscle and fibers during the exercise. Usually call that the mind body connection. But this is about balance. And human beings have a spiritual component that is part of the balance. Some people recognize spirituality through religion. Some people recognize it as a connection to universal energy. However, you identify with it is personal and up to you. Part of Ageless Body, Timeless Mind is meditation. You meditate on your virtual age, which is the age you want to be. And as you practice this visualization through deep breathing, being in a meditative state, your focus and thoughts need to expand to sense the connection between the mind, body, and spirit. Start by identifying what is the voice of the mind, your inner speech, that inner monologue, and you can gain control over it with mantras, a phrase that you would repeat, and that you literally program yourself with. You're already programmed. Negativity, negative self-talk, uh, maybe even positive self-talk. But your programming is what defines you, or what drives you, or what allows you to interpret the world the way you see it. But that inner dialogue is not you. It's not even your personality. It's mostly a programmed identity. And for many people, it's completely out of their control. People actually think that that voice in their head is who or what they are. And it is more so your brain's interpretation of what is occurring around you. That voice for most people is a mix between what actually is and their interpretation, their story or feelings around what actually is. So, what happened versus the story of what happened, and somehow a mix of the two. So, isolating the spiritual element is deeper than those thoughts, even deeper than the feelings, because the feelings are a result of the mind's interpretation. If you misinterpret something, your feelings that follow will feel real, but they're based on unreality. They're a construct of your misinterpreted thoughts. The spiritual self is more a sense of self, a core sensation that hopefully are peaceful and loving and non-judgmental. You want to be able to have the patience. So, when you have those negative feelings that arise inside of a misinterpretation or your interpretation of what happened, you can take a moment and understand what is my core sense of self, my spirituality, my peace, my inner love. Well, I know some people, they don't have that. There are evil people in the world. We're not going to talk about that today. I don't think you can find balance in the negativity. It's alien to me. What seems completely opposite to the caring of true human disposition. But you need a plan in order to get younger. And you need to live into that body and mind. And that starts with practices: diet, exercise, flexibility, environment, sleep, sunlight, all that. We talk about all that in future episodes and some current ones. I'll keep mentioning that the distinction that your calendar age is not necessarily your physical age. So many things can affect and even rapidly occur in your environment that have an impact on your gene expression, the body's production of free radicals, and how that manifests as what we think of as an aging or an older body. Today, they understand about telomeres and peptides, a completely separate chapter of anti-aging that we will eventually delve into. But before we get there, you've got to understand that this is the method of doing it naturally. The power of your own mind, your body, your ability to control everything, what you put in your mouth, what you think, right? Another way to say that is a lot of this lives in languaging, the language you use. I used to say, I'm a little tight, right? Like, just so tight today. Now I say, I'm increasing my flexibility. Or instead of saying, I can't because I'm injured, I say, not yet. I'm rehabilitating. And you align your actions to those positive declarations. All right, so maybe I can't spar today, but I can stretch out, move around a little, get on the bag, maybe work some combos nice and slow. It's a not yet, not an I can't. What you measure as a year, what science says is, one Earth orbit around the sun, does not determine your body's age. It determines a measurement of time. This is the most crucial element of your reprogramming for an ageless body. Your mind, your practices, diet, exercise, environment, right? These things determine your aging more so than the passage of time. Probably even more so the environment. And that means everything: what you feed your mind, what you feed your body, the air you breathe, everything. You change your inner dialogue and you align it with action. That's how you begin to reprogram not only your mind, but your body. Guidelines around your virtual age could be as much as 10 to 20 years younger, depending on what you currently define as your calendar age. What is your virtual age? Declare it. Create a mantra around it. Meditate with that mantra and start practices to align with it. If you're 50 and you want to go large, declare your virtual age as 30 or 35, right? You're 15 years younger than your body and mind are programmed to think it is. If you're 20, you might want to simply keep declaring you're 20 and then, do that for 5 or 10 years. The thought here is that you're only aging 1 year physically for every 5 years. So you're 20 years old every year, still 20 years old. Sometime around 25. Okay, well, maybe you're up to 21 now. So this is all part of developing your growth mindset, right? Your rejuvenation mindset. If you live into it and you believe it, you're going to start living like it. And this is why I started the channel, because I literally cannot believe how much better I feel closer to 60 than I did when I was closer to 40. Start slow, make a list, focus on one thing a week, and just add on. If diet or fat is an issue for you, start researching fasting and getting into ketosis. I'll talk about my personal keto journey and method in the next video. And I'll talk about what I did before I learned keto and how I was able to lose as much as 35 or 40 pounds. Now, in hindsight, I was probably actually in ketosis, but I hadn't really understood what that meant at the time. So for this week, it's getting that balance of mental, physical, and spiritual, right? Set aside just 15 or 20 minutes of time a day to meditate. And here's what helped me a lot. Now, there is the meditative technique, which the Grandmaster told me. Grandmaster Knackard actually was able to coach me, and I'll share those insights with you. But for now, use binaural beats to help get into a meditative state. And I'll put some links in the video description below for these. Binaural beats are an auditory illusion where your brain perceives a third tone, one that has a different frequency from two tones that are played separately into each ear. So you need to be wearing a headset to do this. But by using different frequencies in headphones, the third beat that your brain develops and focuses on from the difference between the two can subtly alter your brainwave patterns, potentially leading to states of relaxation, improved focus, better sleep. It's very cool. I've used it. Oh, I told you I had issues before, being overweight, not being able to get to sleep, or just not sleeping at night and only wanting to sleep during the day. Could not stay awake at my desk at work. It was just like, like, here, son, take some Adderall. Here, son, have 4 more cups of coffee. Like, it was killing me. And I would put on some binaural beats, and then I would adjust it so I could barely hear it. And then I would throw on some music on top of that, or maybe a podcast or something. And I would just work. And within 15, 20 minutes, amazed at how well it can heighten your focus, make you feel as if you're more awake, an alpha state. You can use it to get into a, a delta or a gamma, a brainwave sleep wavelength. I used to go to sleep with binaural beats. Incredible. Feel free to let me know what your virtual age is. What are you going to declare your virtual age as? Leave it in the comments below. It starts by declaring it, not only to me, but to the world, right? To yourself, to the world. And if you have any challenges in this phase of Ageless Body, Timeless Mind, hit me up. Comments below. Shoot me an email. Check out my other channel when I go on podcasts. We can talk about it. Let's take another look at a Whole Foods recipe this week. We got the makings of another meal. This is one whole chopped roast chicken. It's about 110 grams of protein. Aromatics, going to start with the onion, ginger, tomato, and this very spicy little chili pepper and garlic, some of which is already marinating in a soy sauce here, right? Onion, ginger, and a little bit of the spicy pepper. I'm going to go with some virgin coconut oil, a touch of olive oil, tahini, and oh, I forgot. Apple cider vinegar, hold on. But it's basically all cut large style, and it's going to be served on a salad. So this tahini sesame paste will get mixed into the salad dressing. And then all of the aromatics that go into the salad will already have been marinating in this dressing. The last thing that goes in is the tahini. So everything gets a light saute and extra virgin coconut oil, all right? And then I'm gonna add in that chopped chicken and a bit of tahini. Tahini is also in the salad dressing. This has got the onions, tomatoes, ginger, a touch of the spicy peppers in there, and a little bit of garlic. Everything else gets cooked down. If I had some fish sauce, I'd probably add a splash of this. vegetable larb, all cooked up. This is about, like I said, 115 grams of protein. It's basically a whole medium roasted chicken. Skinless, boneless. Fresh lettuce. This is all the tomatoes, onions, ginger, peppers, a little bit of garlic. Now I'll add that to the salad. It's also the tahini-based dressing, which is what I think gives it a wonderful kick. And also, this got sauteed down again with a big, I'd say, tablespoon of tahini. All right, it's dinner time. Doing this, since we're not doing this with rice, I forgot to throw a couple of eggs in there, but peanuts, they go good on this dish, even on the salad.